Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about how to keep your business running even if you're in a brain fog. Now, let me know, have you experienced a brain fog before where your brain is just kind of foggy? You can't focus, you're having trouble being creative, you're having trouble um, driving forward into your goals and keeping some of the things that you've said that you wanted to, commitments that you wanted to do for yourself. Um, Maybe you've had issues keeping those together. But what we want to focus on is how do you keep the business running even when that stuff happens. Now, I've had this happen several times to me, but if that's you, drop me a hashtag foggy, because that's actually what sparked this video, because that is where I'm at today. So my name is Levi Hunsaker with JillandLeviHunsaker.com, and we coach and train networkers to take their business into an online space and really be able to grow that online with amazing tools and systems. Now, what about brain fog? Well, why do I care? Why do I bring this up? The brain fog that I'm going through, it's probably been about 2 weeks. Like, I'm having a hard time focusing. I'm having a hard time really driving in and creating content. But there's still a bare minimum that I wanted to do in business. And that's actually what I do with these lives. So basically, the bare minimum, I do 3 lives a week, and I send out an email to my list. And that has basically been where I've had to revert to, just as I'm trying to work through this. But today we're not going to specifically talk about the brain fog itself, because we may have ups and downs in business, regardless of whether it's personal challenges that we're working through, whether it's family or life or vacation, or it doesn't have to be negative. There's positive things as well, that maybe you want to take a trip, but you want your business to keep running. And so how do we make our business run like a business? That's the real question. If you're wondering that, drop me a hashtag business, because this is the way I like to talk about it. If you've read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad or Rich Dad's Cash Flow Quadrant, both by Robert Kiyosaki, you'll kind of understand that you've got kind of on the left-hand side, you've got business or self-employed and employee and self-employed. I'm trying to remember this myself right now. I had it. This is what I'm talking about, brain fog. But employed and self-employed, both of these I call having a job and owning a job. That's the only difference when you go to being self-employed. You just own your job. You're the boss. You get to work for yourself, but you still own the job. And sometimes the job owns you. So instead, what I like to do is move over to the right-hand side to being a business owner and an investor. But we're going to talk about today what being a business owner, up in this right-hand quadrant, top right, what that involves. And the way that I like to talk about that is it's called owning a system. Owning a system that brings income to you. Now, this is where, stick with me, because a lot of you are like, systems. I don't want to learn about systems. Well, guess what? What happens when you have your team duplicating? You're building a system. Now, the system could be created through your team. The system can always also be created through technology. And some of you are like, I've got an awesome team going, but I need to have a better system to keep the duplication efforts rolling forward. And some of you might say, well, I don't even have a very big team yet, or a team at all yet. Well, there's different ways that you can use technology to help automate your business so that it's like you have a team running. So one of the best ways that I've heard this talked about is from one of my friends, Zach. He actually created a system through his team where their whole job is to put people on his calendar, and he focuses on closing. Now, what does closing entail? Well, if you're doing it right, you're actually helping people solve problems. And closing is really just a conversation to see what their goals are and how what you have to offer can help them out. But we're not going to talk about that so much today because I want to focus on the automation. Now, if you picked up on that, he built a system where his team members filled out his calendar. By the time he's talking to them, he has actually walked them through a series of steps, or his team has, and so he is talking to the most qualified individuals based on what they want. It's not about whether they have time or money or energy or effort or any of this other kind of stuff. It's have they indicated that they actually want what he has to offer. That's a great system. When your calendar is full of people that are already interested in what you've got going on. Okay? So you're going to automate. You're going to focus on abundance, and you're going to focus on attracting people into that abundance, so that you have a steady stream of people going through this system over and over and over again, and then you're going to let the filtering process be automated. Now, one of the best ways that I have found to do this is through technology, but you could do it through duplicating team effort as well. Now, how do you do this? Well, the first thing is, with that, you've got to produce valuable content. Figure out who your target market is. Figure out how they can help you, or you can help them. And really put that value out there. The awesome thing is, the value you put out there will attract the type of people that you are wanting. Whether you want the type of people that are coming to you or not, the value you put out is what's going to attract those types of people. And so you may want to adjust. And be consistent. So that's why I said I want Facebook Lives to be my bare minimum consistent thing 3 times a week, because that's how I'm able to put out valuable content. Now we get to the second thing, and you want to focus on one-to-many content. So like this, it's one-to-many, so we're actually able to connect and have a conversation here. So if you're getting this, drop me a 2 in the comments below. So as you're doing this, I think my kids are home. You're probably hearing all the stampede going on upstairs, but even in this brain fog, I'm able to get out there and put content out there and hopefully be the best part of somebody else's day, to be able to help solve challenges, help other people move forward in their business, especially in an online space, and keep that going. And really, honestly, when you do it right, this can be one of the most effective online tools, and it can be nearly as effective as doing it one-to-one in person. You've got to know how to put that content out there, connect with people, telling stories, and sometimes if you really are great at it, it can be as effective as well. So the last thing is, all of this is leading up to this point is the attraction part. This is getting people coming to you, so you flip the direction. Instead of you going out and talking to everyone, you're getting people coming to you and then kind of sifting it out through your system. But then you can let your system do the work, but it's not all about keeping a personal touch out of it. A lot of people are like, oh, but systems aren't as effective as being in person. You are absolutely right. Or as talking one-on-one to someone. So I would say to that, you are absolutely right. You want to be sharing your truth. You want to be authentic so that you're connecting with people. But by the time you get somebody on your calendar, you want to know that they are already interested. That doesn't mean that they're going to buy or that you can even help solve their challenges. But you want to know they're interested. You want to know that you can have a direct conversation. You can ask a lot of great questions, figure out how you can help them, or even if you can help them or not. And then the best part is, if you can't help them, who do you know or what do you know that might be able to help them? And then you can point them in the right direction. So then it doesn't become a selling, it becomes creating an irresistible offer. And if you can help them, awesome. You can help them with your products. You might be able to help them with having them be a member of your team, or you might be able to help them solve a challenge, even if you can't directly help them, by pointing them in the right direction. That's where the personal touch comes in. Truly being interested in their success. Because not everything you have to offer is right for everybody. But if they're interested, you can help guide them in the right direction for them. And the more you do that, the better conversations you're going to have. The better, what's the right way to say this? The more interested the people are that you're going to be talking to. Because when they are interested, you're going to be having a different conversation than if you're trying to convince them that they should be doing what you're talking about. So I gave that up. I quit. I stopped trying to convince them. And the reason I bring this up is I have been in this mental fog for the last couple weeks. And normally what that means is when you're in a mental fog and you're not doing the same level of activity that you have been doing in the past, your business just kind of tanks. And we also know that there's like this lead time. If you're not keeping your pipeline full, there's this lead time. And so for me, having this system in place is the way to keep the business running, even when I have down periods, personally or in the business. Because the system does the work, even when I'm not in the right place to continue doing that myself. So if you're getting what I'm putting down here, drop me a 3. The systems are so important. They're so valuable. They're so incredible into the duplication of your business and your efforts, even when I'm sleeping. So with this brain fog that I've been working through the past couple weeks, I think I've had about 20 new leads come in still, even though my activity has not been where I personally want it to be. And so basically everything you get to create. Hey, Joanne. Hey, awesome. Joanne, I think we were on a training a little bit earlier tonight. And so, but anyway, this brain fog, for me, it has kind of taken a low spot in business for the past couple weeks in terms of the goals that I have for myself. But I want to stress that the system and everything that surrounds that, when you get to create that through consistent, committed effort, and you get to create, right? As business owners, we want to be in a creative space. When you take that and move that forward in your business, once it's created and once it's in place, that system is going to continue working for you even when you sleep, even when you're on vacation, even when mentally you're not in the right spot to continue carrying that business forward the way that you want to. And so that has been a huge game changer for me in business. I wanted to share that with you. The brain fog, that will come and go. It's something that I've dealt with before. I fully expect that it's something that I'm going to deal with again. But the system, when you build it and create something that can continue to do the work even when you aren't around to do the work, that is when you truly become a business owner. So I just wanted to share that with you. Now, if you are like, heck yeah, systems all the way, whether that's creating a team for your system or creating a team or a system out of technology, go ahead, drop me a heck yeah if you want to learn how to build a system. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer a free one-on-one consultation with you guys to be able to learn how to build that system so that it can continue to work for you, so that you can get leads coming in, that you can get sales coming in, even when you're not working, even when you're asleep, even when you're on vacation. So just remember, drop me a heck yeah, and let's connect and see how we can get your business moving forward. With that, I want to say thanks to Joanne for joining us tonight. And for any of you that are joining on a replay, drop me a hashtag replay. And have a great night, everybody.